I get all the weebie-jeebies out, kitty. Hi everyone, welcome back. Normally I know that I do gameplay videos from the field that we play at, or the two fields that we play at locally. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try and dabble in gun reviews and gear and, you know, upcoming stuff that I'm excited about. And so we'll see how that goes. And so that's why I'm down here in my basement. I think it's a little more cool of a review area, you know? So, the other night I was browsing Facebook, and on a page that I'm on, I saw a link to Evike. Evike, however the heck you want to pronounce it. They're having a Kel-Tec RDB coming out in July 2021. A long ways out, but I was stoked. I was super excited. I think the RDB looks fantastic, and just, I'm really excited for it. So, when I say like Evike is coming out with an RDB, it's by RDB. It is licensed by RDB. The rifle is made by EMG, the Evike Manufacturing Group. I've not purchased any of the EMG rifles before, but it's made by Evike for. I mean, you'd think it'd be good quality. The price point, I believe, was $300, three-ish, $350. I could be wrong there. I'd have to pull that up and look. Don't quote me on that. But that seems like a relatively priced gun for something that's, you know, way different than an M4 or an AK or a G36 or an MP5, what have you. And so I think that's fair. And it's licensed by, so it's like it'll have all the cool markings, which, as it turns out, not a lot of markings on the RDB. I hopped in my DeLorean, punched it to 88 miles an hour.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
And grabbed me an RDB. I couldn't wait. That's how excited I was to get a hold of this thing. I was that stoked. I mean, like, look at this. This is like a space gun, man. But like a tactical space gun. Unfortunately, I did not actually go into the future in time. Sorry to lie to you guys. Go figure. I can't do time travel. I'm missing my time flux capacitor.
This is what makes time travel possible.
This is the Rio Steel counterpart, the Kel-Tec RDB, chambered in 5.56/223. For everyone out there, weapon is clear, safety is on, nothing is in it. It cannot go off. It will not go off. On the internals of the weapon, on Evike's website, it says that it has a Ares proprietary gearbox. It says that it has a quick change spring at the back. This rubber pad comes off in the real world. I don't see why it couldn't for the Airsoft counterpart, and you could get to your spring and change that out. It says that it's 390 to 420, so good for outdoor field skirmishing. On the gearbox, it says it's a proprietary gearbox, so I'm excited to see how that works. So, to go back to RDB. RDB stands for rear, downward ejecting, bullpup, rifle. So, the action of the rifle happens back behind the pistol grip. That's why it's a bullpup. Rear, downward ejecting, which is where the brass comes out. In the real world, when you fire a round, you have a brass casing that falls out of your weapon. So, brass would fall out of this hole here, your mag goes in here. So I'm betting that this area down here is all going to be gearbox. I would imagine that this will just be solid, and it's where your gearbox will be. I would imagine that would be something like a version 7, I think? Like the P90? That's my guess. Again, this thing's coming out in July. I don't know jack about this thing. I'm just a normal dude. I don't have sponsors. I don't have any of that cool stuff that big streamers and big YouTubers got. I'm solo, bro. Except you, Miko. I have you. On the next part of the weapon, you're talking about the gearbox. It has a MOSFET. On Evike's website, it says it comes with a MOSFET. I'm hoping that it's halfly decent, because I have another bullpup here with me, an Airsoft FAMAS. This is the Evo one. It has a MOSFET. It is not that great. It has 3 round bursts, which is I think the only purpose of the MOSFET. because the trigger is still activated by a metal rod that goes from the trigger to the trigger contacts, and that's what makes it fire. So the trigger response is less than desirable, and it's just up in today's modern day airsoft world, you got to have that HPA light trigger response. And so this guy still doesn't have that, even though it has a MOSFET with it. But that has 3-round burst. This has semi-auto only, being civilian market and everything. And so it'll be interesting to see how it does the semi to full auto. And then, so we'll see how the MOSFET works. And in the real world, supposedly that this has one of the nicest triggers for the bullpup, but that's the real world. We're talking about airsoft guns here, guys. Mika, what are you doing, man? The next part of the rifle, ambidextrous. This thing is ambidextrous up the wazoo. The sling points, I got one in the middle, two here, two up here. The safety fire, AMI. The downward ejecting, super AMI. This thing's pretty nice. Guy down here, like half in the real steel world, half this thing's plastic. You reinforced nylon fiber, blah blah blah. This is plastic, plastic, some rubber with plastic, and then going to metal. This part here is metal. So we'll see how that goes. Not a lot of real estate here, and even on e-bike's website, it says that the scope and grip are not included. Imagine that. Markings. I talked about markings. You get some Kel-Tec markings right here, but they're black. It's not the greatest thing in the world. I could care less if this thing had any markings other than a serial number. That's me. I know some people love to have all the proper markings. They'll whiten them out, and it looks good. But for this, I don't care. The look of the rifles speaks louder than the markings on the rifle. The rifle is 27 inches long. To put that in perspective, an M4 with the stock all the way collapsed is like 32 inches long. If I stick them neck and neck, the M4 is longer. Not by much, but it's longer. And then this has a longer inner barrel than this. This is .395, this is .420. So, which is better? I'm still probably this, because of how easy it is to do everything, and the accessories that the M4 has. This, not a lot of accessories. The only thing that's really set for the RDB is your hand grip, which is where your battery goes. This massive grip will allow a massive battery for days and days of gameplay, for literal minutes and minutes and minutes of actual gameplay. That's okay. I love that it's big, because I hate having to fiddle with the grip on the M4, or just the tiny compartments that some airsoft guns have to deal with. It's nice that they can have a cool gun with a big compartment for a big battery. You have a rail on the bottom, you have a rail on the top, throw whatever the heck you want on it. There's 2, maybe 3 aftermarket hand guards out there that are machined aluminum. I think they're not real, I don't say like a big manufacturing company. It's a small guy who's got a mill. He's like, hey guys, I'm selling these. I believe they're $100, $150-ish. They're a little pricey, but it's proprietary for a very proprietary weapons. Mag ejection. Mag ejections, on an M4 you hit a button up here. For this thing, you hit this guy right here, which is pretty cool. I'm going to take my mag here. It's got nothing in it. If I just put a mag in, does that not look good with the 20-round mag? I think it looks way better with 20 rounds. As you're shooting, you can simply take your hand. I know you can't see it, but I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to push back on the mag release, and just boom. I don't know if you caught it or not, but the mag just dropped right out, like the brass do. They just drop right out. It's like that scene in The Matrix where all the brass is just falling out of the minigun to ting, 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 ting. It's pretty, I like that little effect that they had in the movie. Did I go over the hop-up? Let's go over the hop-up. One thing I'm curious about with this guy is the hop-up. there's no dust cover that you pull and you have your hop-up right there in front of you, like an M4. Your hop-up's got to be up on here, where there's no dust cover. There's no nothing. There's no way to access it on this gun. If there's being true to the real RDB like I have here, then how are they going to do that? I don't know. My guess, this is a straight guess, I have no evidence at all, is that they're going to have a set screw and a proprietary Allen's key. And you stick it inside the weapon, in the mag well, and you turn it to make it work. Because that's how a lot of PTWs do it in the Systema world, and I don't like it. You have to fire your weapon, take the mag out, adjust hop up, put mag in, fire a few rounds. It's exhausting. Doing all that work. Ugh. To get to the battery, in the real world, I push this pin out right here. The big old fat pin that gets really hot if you shoot it a lot. You pull it out, this whole plastic hunk slides right off. I would bet money that that's how the Airsoft one will do it. I'm willing to bet. Other than that, man, this is a slick rifle. It's 27 inches long, 420mm inner barrel. The mag is really cool. You drop out, go, 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 go. I'm really excited. I don't get excited for a lot of things nowadays. It's 2020, man. I needed something to get excited about, and this is exciting to me. I think that's everything that I really need to go over. I'll maybe do another video if more information comes out. We'll see. I am skeptical on the first batch of them coming out. Typically, anything that's new and unusual in the Airsoft world when it comes out, it's got some quality control issues. So we'll see how this one goes. If you actually liked the video, hit the like, subscribe thing. You know, I can't make you do it. I'm here, you're there. If you want to, do it. It is nice to know. If you didn't like the video, comment below and tell me what you didn't like. I do really like constructive criticism. If you have questions, throw them in the comments as well. We're all in this together, guys. So I think that wraps it up. Until then, I'll see you. I'll make a video next time and you watch it.